Hello, Cryptonauts, and welcome back to another episode of Cryptocurrency Chat. I almost said it wrong. It's a little bit late if you're listening to us live, but it is the 222 of 2023. That is February 22nd, 2023, for the Wednesday show, episode 490.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Jake Everly. This is also Blockchain John. How's it going, John?
Hello. Good. Finally rested.
Yeah.
Looking good. About to get into some news.
Yeah, let's get right into the news about some dead lady. Supposedly.
Good lady. Bulgarian investigators claim Crypto Queen was murdered in 2018.
Murdered.
Red
rum.
We actually had we read an article about Crypto Queen not too long ago, and it was in regards to the UK. What was it? The UK investigators found out that she was
London,
associated
yeah.
with a home found out that she was associated with a home, and that home was actually going up for sale. So there's a possibility that she might be around, and
But it
I'm
turns
sure that the FBI, all abbreviated agencies were keeping an eye on
it
the home.
turns out the Abbott's House Penthouse Limited, Guernsey-based company. It was that the people in Germany that represented her said, this is us, but they didn't say she was alive. Didn't she say she was dead either? They just, the listing came from prosecutors in Germany rather than from her. So she might still be dead. I mean, it would make sense, at least from the sense of the fact that she disappeared and we haven't heard a peep from her since.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible. I mean, it is possible to hide really, really well. It's also possible to be dead.
Well, what's the backstory? Why is she the number one most wanted by the FBI?
Because of the amount of money, right? We're talking about a lot of money here. She fleeced $5 billion. That is more than those crazy nutty people did that were stupid, remember? They only did $4.5 billion, which is still not a lot less. But,
Yep, she's a multi-million-dollar OneCoin scam. This is when a lot of scams. Well, technically, there's still a lot of scams on the market, but I think this was like the prime of scams.
One of the early ones,
Every coin
yeah.
out there was pretty much during that time. But yeah, apparently she might be deceased, according to this article, because let's see, there was a story published on February 17th by a bird reporter, Dimitar Stoyanov. Okay, so basically, Bird is saying that Ignatova's body was dismembered and dumped into the Ionian Sea, a body of water south of Adriatic Sea between Italy and Greece. Yeah, that's
But see, it was also the report the same week Ignatova's former boyfriend, Gilbert Armetta, was sentenced to 5 years in prison for his role in the OneCoin scam. So it's like you said, in pre-show, he doesn't have much incentive to say that she's still alive. It wouldn't be, practical if he knows, then he's kind of like, yeah, screw that bitch, I don't care. But everyone's still looking for her, right? But it's like, at this point, why did nobody say this for 6 years, 5-6 years? Why did we only find out now?
He should be getting out pretty soon. So maybe if she's holding those private keys somewhere and he knows where they're at, I'm sure that the FBI is on that as well.
Yeah, they're probably keeping an eye on him.
Yep. Let's see what else. That's pretty much a follow-up on this particular article.
Yeah.
It will scams.
It would be interesting to find out how true this is. Obviously, dumping a body in the sea. Bodies don't, unless you tie them down, and even then, eventually the things will come off because what's his name? Scott Peterson dumped his ex-wife or his wife's body, and he did tie her down, but the body did eventually, parts of it did eventually float up after things got deteriorated enough. And so they found parts of her body and proved that he was the one that killed her. So even if they did this, dismembered and then, tied those stuff down, it's still possible that some of those parts could get out and float back to the surface. Bodies don't sink, they float. So,
not to get too conspiracy on this, but Bin Laden's another one that was dumped into the ocean.
Yeah.
There was no parts found from him.
The thing that's so disappointing is that you can totally make a really convincing decapitated head. So there's no real proof that a person's dead because you can make it look really, really real. How do you prove that people are actually dead? Well, the fact that they haven't talked or done anything in a really long time, they must stay hidden. Like, Bin Laden's one of those people that could not have kept his head down if he wasn't dead.
I agree.
So he'd be up and making all kinds of shit. Just yeah, I don't think he's around.
Back from the
Anyways,
dead. It's like I was dead for 3 days and rose again.
moving on to an Ordinals article.
Yeah.
So,
Ordinals is the hot thing right now, man. Crazy fire.
yes.
Everybody's in Ordinals. If you're part of the Bitcoin ecosystem, everybody out there's talking about Ordinals and inscriptions. It's amazing. Miners love it because they're getting, I think, a 3 to 4% increase in just in miner fees. Aside from the distributed of the rewards fee, there's also the transaction fee, which you know they're loving that. They're loving that.
Yeah, it's
And
amazing.
now, and now, Mr. Cool Guy over here, Indigo, awesome guy. If you don't know him, check him out on Twitter. He's everywhere. He's on Twitter. Twitter Spaces, very active on Twitter Spaces. He's in Discord and a bunch of different servers. Follow him. He's a great guy. So he actually pretty much, would you call this a donation? Or he commissioned. Technically, he commissioned someone to uh, 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 to port over the ordinals from Litecoin, the same code over excuse me, from Bitcoin to Litecoin.
Right.
That's great because guess what? Um, Taproot is also integrated into Litecoin,
Litecoin.
and
Yep.
that's what you need. And that's what you need to use the ordinals protocol.
Now, Litecoin's been
So
around almost as long as Bitcoin has. But it's certainly, and it is obviously a popular coin. It's worth about $100 a coin right now. So it's not like it's nothing. It's certainly not nearly as popular as Bitcoin is, but at least it's at least similar enough and faster than Bitcoin, slightly faster.
yeah, I was
But
looking at their blocks yesterday being filled up and transaction fees, how much they are, and surprisingly, even with inscriptions coming through, it's about a penny per transaction. That's actually really, really, really good.
wait, for
And
Bitcoin
the
or for
blocks are
Litecoin?
filling up. Yeah, yeah. For Litecoin, yeah. For for
Okay.
for Bitcoin, I think it's ranging about $10,
Okay.
pretty close to $10. Yeah. It was at the beginning of this whole Ordinal thing. I think it was a little under $5. It was like maybe 450, 475 transaction. Now it's I think getting close to $10, only because people are paying a premium to get their inscriptions into the network.
Yeah,
But if you want to do that, you
154,000.
can wait. Hmm.
154,000 as of time of this writing.
Yeah. So Litecoin, there it is, man. It's beautiful, and there's a lot of development going on. There's even this thing called what is it? Or Teleburn. And what people are doing is they're literally burning their assets or the NFTs from other chains like Ethereum, and then porting it, and then recreating them on Bitcoin. And now I guess Litecoin's gonna be another thing, and that's the new phrase is Teleburn. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of things going on there. It's pretty cool because you get to actually, for folks that don't know inscriptions, you're literally burning your, not burning, you're inscribing your data or your material, whether it be music, video, photos, artwork, directly
Permanently.
into, yeah,
Permanently.
permanently
Yeah.
into the blockchain.
Into the blockchain.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It's
Yeah.
it's it's not. It's still not. There's actually a lot of services out there. There's Ordbots. You can literally go to ordbot.com, and you can even make multiple. Now there's a new thing where you can start minting multiple inscriptions with one transaction. Right?
Right.
That's freaking cool. So a lot of people are developing a lot of stuff out there, real quick. They're trying to make this as easy as possible. Now you don't even see at the beginning, like I was telling you, Jake. At the beginning, you have to have the Bitcoin blockchain in order to use
Yeah,
the
the
Ordinals
whole thing.
protocol.
Yeah, that's the entire
Now,
core.
now,
Yep.
now, for people providing services saying that you don't even need that anymore. All you go to them, you just pay them a premium fee, and they'll mint it directly for you. And then you just input your address into the website, and then once it's minted, it'll automatically be sent over to your address.
Yes, Polytech. Raven is so much better, but we need Taproot on Raven. Remember, ordinals aren't the same um, as NFTs are. So NFTs are somewhat changeable, and Yeah, I guess they are. You can still alter an NFT after the fact, but an ordinal is unalterable. It is permanent.
And that's right. Yeah, Litecoin even has Mimblewimble. I forgot about that. So
True.
that's a optional privacy code where if you want to actually just uh, conceal your transaction, you technically can. Hey, that's great. If you just want some extra privacy there, if you're just moving transactions around, that's great, man. It's a beautiful thing. Litecoin is underrated for sure.
Yeah. True.
All right,
You
moving
can't
on.
try to change the
Oh,
IPFS. That's true. All right, moving on to Bitcoin Lightning Network. Growth is organic, pardon me, coming from real world adoption. What? What? Wait a minute. Lightning Network is getting popular for some reason? Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I like the
another
visual
one.
they used.
Yeah, another
Shazam.
one. This is another one where if you wanted to utilize the Bitcoin Lightning Network, you had to have the Bitcoin Core. And now the services out there, like wallets, like was it Strike? You can use Strike. I think what is it? Cash App? It
Can you
doesn't
use
look like
Cash App?
Cash App.
Oh,
There's a
that's right. No,
lot
you're
of
right. You
apps.
can send. You can because I did that. I sent some satoshis to you on Cash App not
Yeah,
that long ago.
there's a lot of wallets out there now that are integrated with Lightning, which is great. It's going to continue to grow, and there's this new protocol called Nostr that's it's a relay service for pretty much it's a Twitter relaying off of multiple websites. So if you want to create your own relay, aka website or your service, you can technically do it off the Nostr protocol. And Nostr's integrated the Bitcoin Lightning Network, which if you're doing things on Nostr, say for example, if we upload videos, images, text, hello world, off of these one of these Nostr relays, and somebody likes it, they can boost it, they can send us some donos.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I love it. And it's decentralized, and it's I would say I'm not gonna say that it's spam resistant or let me see, or they don't censor you because every relay operator technically can filter your data. You just can't stop your data from being relayed over to other relays because the Nostr protocol communicates across all relays. So if you're communicating with one, and if that relay operator doesn't like your content, it's okay. It's going to be relayed across other services. If you have people following you on one particular relay, that's great because they port exactly over to across the whole ecosystem of Nostr. That's great. You don't actually have to continuously go to, all these different social media services to try to build up your following. You just, you are you. You identify yourself through the Nostr protocol, and people start following you across all these chains, or not all these chains, all these relays. I got a little too deep into that.
Right.
Basically, this
Well,
article is talking about Lightning Network. Go ahead.
yeah. No, it's fine. There's a lot of different interactivities going on that people are joining to use the Lightning Network, and that's the reason for its sudden increase in or growth, as they say. Growth is truly organic because of all these people getting into the utilization of what Lightning can do for them. In fact, there's the chart right there um, of all the different things that Strike is now involved with.
Yeah,
With Cash App
Strike.
there down.
You got Strike ZBD. You got South Africa on there.
Mm-hmm.
You got El Salvador.
Yep.
You see, you got Thunder. Yeah, Thunder was another one. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna keep growing. It just surpassed 5,000 BTC, and I remember that. I remember the early days when this first got started. The developer saying, "Hey, we need to just maximize the amount of I guess what do you call them, nodes? No, not they're not nodes. What are they called? Um,
They're like micronodes,
let's just
right?
call them nodes for now.
Yeah.
Wallets,
Wallets, yeah.
wallets or whatever
Yeah.
they're called. The maximum of I think it was like 10 Bitcoin at the time, and now we're already surpassing 5,000 BTC. That's crazy.
Yes,
Crazy.
absolutely. It's great to see the Lightning Network grow because the Lightning Network being based off of Bitcoin and being one of the the most popular coin in the world. It's easy for people to transition to it. And on top of that, you're not waiting an hour just to make a transaction like it is with Bitcoin. Not 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 to mention the fact that just to transact a freaking Bitcoin costs $10. So if you're trying to trying to buy a soda pop in El Salvador for 55 cents, you don't spend $10 to do it. Lightning Network is ridiculously inexpensive and very fast, thus the name.
Lightning. It's great. Yeah.
Yes, it's
Back to
awesome.
Nostr. Nostr Zap is their Bitcoin payment network, which is great because you get to send microtransactions, which is a big deal. I was just talking about on the last article in regards to transactions. We were paying up to like $10 to boost up their transaction into the block. With Lightning, it is instantaneous. So if you guys don't have it, there's a lot of wallets out there. If you guys want an easy on ramp, that would easily be Cash App or Strike. Or if you want, and that's a non-custodial. Yeah, it's technically a non-custodial wallet. I would consider that. If you guys want a custodial wallet, that would be the Blue Wallet. Let's see, what's another one? Blue Wallet. I
Lightning.
think
Does Lightning, the original Lightning wallet, do it or no?
I don't know.
All right. Well,
Um,
one of the things that I can see why, what's his name, Jack Dorsey's Cash App, also Block, is getting into Lightning is because they're already a Cash App, right? I mean, the whole point of Cash App is to send money either to buy stuff or to send money to your friends. So, like Venmo in the same sense of sending money between friends or paying people for whatever, I really like the idea of using Satoshis instead. And so it's kind of like the problem, of course, with Cash App is that it's not, it's decentralized. It is still, you know, owned by a company, that being Block. It'd be nice if it were completely separate, like you were saying. They were mentioning that the non-custodial wallets. That way, it's all in your hands. You don't have to worry about it. You can just get on your app, send your satoshis, and done. Well, this is the whole point of it. This is the thing that's so exciting about this Nostr concept, is that you can treat it like a Satoshi Cash App or Satoshi Venmo. So,
yep. So if you guys want to get into Lightning, which it's a beautiful thing, check out Wallet of Satoshi, Strike, Blue Wallet, or Cash App.
I mean, it's entirely in your hands. Not that this is the. What was it? Mike was saying that the problem with Venmo and or Cash App itself is that they can decide for whatever reason that they don't want to service you. Like, all right, sorry, your account is now closed because the FBI or someone's investigating you, or we just don't like what you do. Too bad, sucker. If you get your own non-custodial, you can trade with whomever you like, and with, I mean, obviously, the U.S. government can still come after you if it's necessary. Even, I mean, come on, if you were sending 5,000 satoshis to terrorists, would the U.S. government still come after you? Really? 5,000 satoshis is like $1. Here you go, Osama bin Laden, or whomever, Here's your dollar. I'm supporting terrorists. Sorry, I'm just
All right.
mocking. Let's
Next.
move on to Polygon.
Polygon Block Explorer crashes. Befuddled users. What? What's going on here?
Yeah. So apparently, Polyscan, not Polygon. Polyscan is the scanner website that tracks all the activity of Polygon, just like any other, like Etherscan. Etherscan tracks Ethereum, so Polyscan tracks Poly. And it went down. And because it also supports other websites, not just itself, now people can check on Polyscan, but Polyscan lends its data out to a whole bunch of other people. And so when that went down, all the data went down, and people were like, wait, what? Polygon's down? No. Nope, just the website. This is the problem with centralized crap, is when the centralized crap fails, it might seem like the blockchain's down, but it's not. If you're processing transactions and you're not seeing them show up, it'd be nice to check to see if another system was up other than just Polyscan. I mean, other people track
Yeah,
Polygon.
The thing is, Polygon has been down a few times in the past, right?
And maybe.
That has it, or has it?
I
I'm
don't
sure
think.
it has, right?
Maybe it has. I don't think it has. But if it was, I don't remember us talking about it. And so.
Okay. Well, now I don't even want to talk on that if I'm not. If you're not confident, I'm not confident. I need your backing on this.
I don't
Come
remember
on.
us ever talking about Polygon going down. So
Okay. Then.
if it did go down, I wasn't aware of it. Not to say it can't, but I don't think it has.
Hmm.
Maybe before it was super popular. But I mean, it's still. I need to go check because I'm not going to do it right now during the show. But I would
Okay.
definitely need to go check to see if Polygon ever actually went down, and it wasn't just, Polyscan going down.
Well,
But
in regards to this article, there's no issues with Polygon. It's just the Block Explorer going down,
right.
which is not a big deal. It, you can easily bring that
But I mean,
back
there's
online.
multiple other scanning tools that can scan the blockchain.
Yeah.
So it's not you don't if you're only relying upon this one resource, then maybe check other resources. Fortunately, it's a free market, and you can do that.
Yeah, Polygon uses relish in the revelation hitting back at Solana, which itself has experienced numerous outages in
Mm-hmm.
the last year.
Mm-hmm.
So it was made clear that Polygon was clear. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was.
Yeah. Do
Yeah,
not
and
panic.
so I wanted to piggyback off of that was the fear with the Polygon community is that it's gone down multiple times, and so anything that's disconnected from Polygon, like major services, like a Block Explorer, that's a big deal. You know, if that goes out and then you're trying to find data in regards to the network, and you can't, and that's pretty much your main source is the Explorer. And if the Explorer goes down, then you're like, crap, Polygon went down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's your immediate thought
Well, not
because it's gone down
necessarily, but
multiple
it's like
times.
if
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But the idea is that it's already instilled in the community's thoughts
yeah.
that it's already happened multiple times in the past. And if you have a big a corporation or a big service, big company on Polygon, and it goes down, you need to figure out what to do with your clients and your customers or your services that you're providing.
Well, that would be true of any resource. So it's not like I mean, any major company is going to need to make sure that they have multiple backup solutions. It's like uh, if you're a company that depends on the internet, I mean, heavily depends on the internet for your customers and their features, you're going to have multiple connections. You're not just going to have one. And having worked in a data center, I'm very clear about this. I've known relatively large companies like Oppo. You probably heard of Oppo, right? They make phones.
Hmm. Hmm.
They had a very small installation at one of the buildings I worked at, and they had one internet connection. I was like, dudes, really? One? Just one? They're like, well, this is a relatively small build. I'm like, all right. I would not put a single source of failure in line of my internet company.
Yeah,
So,
Oppo. That's how you get them so affordable.
uh, yeah. Anyways, so yeah, Polygon didn't go down. It just looked like it did. Let's move on to some really serious, possibly bad SEC BS that they're doing yet again.
You say CCP?
No, I said SEC.
SEC. Oh, SEC. Oh, sorry. NBA Top Shot MCs are plausibly securities. Judge rules in Dapper Labs lawsuit. Bum bum bum.
Yeah, this
Yes.
is not good. Plausibly securities is basically, and this is the thing we've talked about this for ages, and it's being argued against this ruling, and has been for years, that consumer goods are not securities. As I said in the pre-show, um, Beanie Babies was this stupid craze in the '90s that people were going crazy for these dumb stuffed animals that they thought would go up in value if they just bought enough of them, and some of them did. But I mean, it's really only people who just love stuffed animals. I'm not saying I hate them, but it sounded kind of weird. And it was ruled ages ago that these are not securities. Nobody would invest, well, somebody would, but very few people would invest in Beanie Babies as a security. And that's what they're basically saying, that this is wrong to say that these NBA Top Shop video playlists or images or whatever are actually securities. They're just art that people like. Yes, it could go up in value, but I mean the same thing could be said for what's it called? Baseball cards or basketball cards or football cards. Nobody invests in these things. I shouldn't say that nobody does, but very few people invest in trading cards as a means of investment for future value. There's no way of knowing if it's going to go up in value. There's no way of guaranteeing it. You're not saying, well, I know I'm going to earn 5% year over year on these Shaquille O'Neal basketball cards I bought from his rookie years.
Dapper Labs is a really, really nice company. If you don't know Dapper Labs, check it out. They make a lot. They have a lot of services. So yeah, check them out. They're fun. They even had a wallet. I think it was, yeah. I'm pretty sure they had a wallet because I remember I was getting free trans. Yeah, it had to be a wallet. or services that are providing via the wallet. And you remember I was telling you about Ethermon?
Yeah. Yep.
So when transactions started to go up in price, what Dapper Labs did was they started to absorb the transaction fee, as long as, because in order to play the game, you actually had to continuously utilize transactions, and from 25 cents to $1 to $2, Dapper Labs was absorbing that. In comparison to me, what I was paying like 10 cents, 15 cents per transaction on the Ethereum network, and as the transaction fees went up, Dapper Labs absorbed that. Great company. I'm so happy they did that because it allowed me to play for a few more months on that game. So here's a little quote from Dapper Labs spokesperson. Courts have repeatedly found that consumer goods, including art and collectibles like baseball cards, are not securities under federal law. We are confident the same holds true for moments and other collectibles, digital or otherwise, and look forward to vigorously defending our position in court as the case continues. Beautiful. I gotta applaud them because that's what companies and people need to do. They definitely need to go to court. Don't be afraid to go to court because we need the absolute, I guess, what are you gonna call it, ultimatum, the ultimatum, like, this is absolutely it, this is the truth and nothing but the truth. Like, you can't just the SEC just can't be coming over with a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Like, we got this now. If the judge goes in the favor of Dapper Labs, great, now we can use this case as well, saying that pretty much these NFTs, baseball cards, basketball cards, race cards, soccer cards, are not securities. They're collectibles. Now, if they happen to go up in value, great. That's beautiful. They can sell them.
But it's not about it's the fact. Right. So moments on Top Shot are not. Well, they're non fungible tokens, so they're not splittable like stocks typically are. And I don't think that's something you could ever really do anyways. Maybe somebody could invent a way of doing that. I know that Celsius did have a way that you could, I know it wasn't Celsius. Somebody else came up with a way to store your NFTs to make them like securities, but that's not what's being done here. People who buy these NBA Top Shot NFTs are not storing them necessarily with Dapper Labs to make, say, oh, well, I'm going to loan this thing out in value. Yes, if you're going to do that, then it is a security.
Yeah,
But
but
if
that's
you're
not
just
that's not
owning it, if you're just owning it because you're owning, and if it happens to go up in value, it's not a security. So
yeah,
yeah.
and that has nothing to do with Dapper Labs. It has to do with the customer manipulating um, their NFT. And I have seen services out there, and I don't think it's Dapper Labs. There's other companies out there that does. You can technically insert your NFT into a smart contract, and then it will divide it into whatever you want, a hundred sub assets, not so I guess sub tokens. So you can pretty much profit off of them if you want to own a piece of the Michael Jordan Top Shot moment. You can, and if the entire card goes up in value, you can sell your little
Right.
piece.
But we need to make sure that that is a separate entity, separate function, that these NFTs themselves, Top Shot in particular, and any NFT made henceforth, are not actually themselves as securities. So
Mm, correct.
that's what the argument that Dapper Labs is going to make, and hopefully defend their position so that the SEC doesn't just bowl them over and completely ruin the concept of NFTs for everyone else. I mean, I get it. Dapper Labs doesn't want to pay a gargantuan amount of money for accidentally doing the wrong thing or get run out of business, like what almost happened to Odyssey or Library.tv. So, all right, last article. Trade group accuses SEC of stealthy overreach in Coinbase insider trading case. This is also
Ooh,
important.
this one's actually from Cointelegraph. We haven't had a Cointelegraph article in a while.
Yeah. So the Securities and Exchange Commission has been accused again of overstepping its authority, which it has been. I don't know how to put it any other way than to say that maybe the reason they're doing something is because they're being pushed by the federal government to say, hey, you need to handle this stuff. But also by all the people who are under the thumb of the SEC right now, who are kind of like, hey, we don't like these crypto people over here. Like, what was it? Who are the old fogies who still saying that crypto is stupid? I can't think of their names, but famous old guys who have been
Yeah.
working under the SEC all these for 50 to 80,000 years.
Yeah.
Who are just
I
like,
know what you're talking
hey,
about.
we don't like this. Why are you making people? Why? And it's like, dude, get with the times. Oh, you're old and don't know how to do it. Hell, too bad. And so they're kind of getting pressure from those people as well, to not allow this to go forward except under the rules of the current U.S. Well, we need to change the rules so that we can figure out how this actually works. So the uh, but this I guess it's more specifically about the about Coinbase than it is, but basically the stealthy overreach in Coinbase in traders. It's kind of like, why aren't you guys?
You gotta keep you
Go
gotta
ahead.
keep in mind. We know this to be a fact. Coinbase has always had their coins pump uh, 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 the day or just hours before the tokens was released onto the market. That's kind of that's sketchy. That's sketchy when they're listing coins at a fraction of a penny, and all of a sudden, right before they release it, or the day they release it, right before they release it, it skyrockets in price,
Right.
and then boom, they released it,
Right.
and then these insider traders that work for Coinbase that knew that I was going to be listed
Yep.
are dumping it on the market.
Yep.
That's a big problem, man.
Yeah.
That
No,
is
this
a
is
serious
true.
problem.
Insider trading is illegal, as we know, and it's like, well, who's doing the insider trading here? Hmm. And why is it that Coinbase is the one that gets all the attention?
And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, exactly. Coinbase was caught. They did actually have some employees there that was doing some insider trading, and they I think they were
They were
is
prosecuted.
is that
Yes,
what it?
it has. They had those people have been prosecuted.
Yeah.
So
Um.
you have
Continuing
advanced
on.
knowledge that you cannot act on that advanced knowledge if you work for the company. That's the whole point of
Mhm.
insider trading scandals is that you have this advanced knowledge, and this is what not to try to get too far off the topic, but the fact of the matter is, this is the reason we want Congress people to stop trading stocks. You guys make the freaking rules that make this happen. You
Mhm.
need to stop.
Mhm.
That's not cool. So
The chamber cited the library versus SEC case in its brief, in which the judge has ruled that the secondary market transactions would not be designated as security transactions, which is great. We need that. That's another thing that if library didn't go to court, this would have never came out. So yeah, just keep going to court. We need more people, more companies going to court. Unfortunately, they have to pay the millions of dollars, but it helps the future generations of crypto families. And I say families because yeah, families are adopting these. There's nations all around the world that are adopting crypto.
right.
So to have regulation like this is a beautiful thing. In regards to secondary market, obviously, if you have an insider trading, that's a problem. So once it's placed onto the market by Coinbase, and then you buy it directly from there, that's technically a secondary market, is it not?
Yeah, anything after the
Tech,
first sale, anything after the first sale is going to be
After
secondary
the first
market.
sell,
Yeah.
but the first sell would technically be Coinbase buying it, right?
Yeah.
So the initial project, wherever it's listed at, say for example, they have a 30% pool of funds that's going to places like Coinbase, right? So they give this money over to Coin or give these tokens, these billions and billions of tokens over to Coinbase. That's technically a transaction because Coinbase is paying the project or the blockchain, the quote unquote
Right.
fee, not fee,
Yeah.
the price per token at the
Yes.
time, which
Yes.
is
They're
a
the ones that
fraction of a penny.
starts. They're the starting point. So
So yeah,
yes.
so that technically would be the initial transaction.
Hmm.
The secondary market would be when Coinbase lists it, and then we can buy it off of Coinbase.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Insider trading, bad.
yeah. Well, it's just
That's
it's
what.
not it's like if you're gonna what's the rule when you're a child in elementary school and you're like you bring candy to the classroom and it's for you, right? And the teacher
Mhm.
goes, "Did you bring enough for everybody?" And you're like, "I didn't think about everybody. I only thought about me." And they're like, "Yeah, well, the reason we say if you don't do it unless you got enough for everybody is because everybody didn't get a chance to do that.
Mhm.
So you don't either, or unless you like paying a fine, that is
I
having your
want to
candy
read this.
taken away."
I want to read this sentence right at the end. I think it's the end. Yeah, it's the end. The last sentence. The SEC sued former Coinbase global product manager Ishan Wahi, brother Nikhil Wahi, and associate Samir Ramani in July 2022, alleging that the trio had used confidential information obtained by Ishan to make $1.5 million in gains from trading 25 different cryptocurrencies.
Yep.
That's what I was talking about earlier. So
Yep.
yeah, they were charged, and they're still working for Coinbase, but that they're charged. No, I'm joking. They're not working for
No,
Coinbase anymore.
it's illegal. It's a jailable offense.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's
even
all I got,
the
man.
world's richest crypto nerd, Sam Bankman-Fried, can't do everything, even though he's been trying to.
I do want to plug in before we get going. ETH Denver is next week, so I'm gonna try to pull that up here on screen. ETHdenver.com. It's actually going on starting in 2 days technically,
Yep.
but the big days, I think March 3rd through 5th. Yeah, there it is. The core event is March 2nd through 5th. Yeah, so Build Week is the 24th, starting in 2 days. So if you guys want to check out Eat Denver, dude, it's right around the corner. Get ready for that. Buy your tickets,
Yep.
get your hotel, go check it out. There's gonna be thousands and thousands of people out there. I'm still like, oh man, should I go? Should I not go? I really want to go. Maybe after the show, I'll start looking at flights, only because everyone's hyped about it.
Hmm.
A lot of people that I know that are going to it, and I kind of want to meet everybody. It's
Right.
nice, and it's a free event. You can't be free. This is
Well,
Eat Denver, free baby,
you got to fly to Denver
free.
first, right? Or if you live there, drive there, right? But yeah, we also got stuff going on tomorrow. We have a another guest interview on the show at 7 p.m. You guys want to tune in 7 p.m. Pacific. Will be a little bit of
Sean
pre-show
Neal.
roll. If you want, jump in the chat, Twitch chat for that. Sean Neal of Dynamo Coin will be on the podcast. It's been a while since we've had him on. We've
Yeah.
interviewed him twice. We interviewed him for the very beginning of the debut of his actual coin, way back in May of 2021. Was it 20? Yeah, 2021. So but almost 2 years since Dynamo Coin came out.
Wow.
So, anyways,
Yeah, a
yeah,
lot more interviews in the pipeline that we're working together with. So stand by for that. These interviews are coming left and right, which is great. We just need to get everything set up properly and get them on the books. So
yep.
pretty soon we'll have some more people here.
Check out our coin tree, check out our Discord, check out our content in general. Also, if you want to help us, you can donate either in crypto, which we appreciate, as we are a cryptocurrency chat podcast. But you can also join our Patreon and catch all the extra content. We can all the pre-show. If you don't get to see, Polytech is one of the few people who joins us live. If you want to check out all of our pre and post show content, both for interviews and for our show, the only way to get it, other than being here live every day, is to check it out on Patreon. It's really cheap, $3 a month minimum, get you all that content. So we appreciate you. If you're watching us on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up. We appreciate you very much. As we say at the end of every show, stack sats
Stack sats
and
and
hodl.
hodl.
Adios.
Yes.